So there's fish, and this is the deal. Where do you want to fish? Where are you going to find leads? These, again, are people that already know you and like you and trust you. Your email, your text messages, whatever social platforms you message in, you want to start to think of like, where's my time blocking each week going just for fishing? And then when you meet people, you want to actually add them to your fishing list. So what does a fishing list look like? I'm going to bring you into a slide that'll be familiar for yoga health coaches. This is one of the first things we have people do in yoga health coaching is to put their start dates down for their journey. So even though the course is a year, that the transformational your journey that you're guiding is a year, the way that we teach it is to have 4 start dates. So people are only ever a couple months away from a start date. Either they're going to get in late to your last start date, or they're going to get in early to your next start date, or get in right on time for it to begin. So once you know that, and if you don't know that, you can't sell because you have nothing to sell. So you need to know what you're selling before you can sell. I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people I've coached that didn't have that done. Okay. It's like, oh, I can't make any sales. I'm like, when's your start date? I don't know. It's like, well, cart before horse, right? Cart before horse leads to a horse with a bruised nose. We don't want that. So once you have it, basically you're going to start putting names down, and in names of like people that you need to talk to, names of people you're going to need to talk to again. You need to start tracking. And you're even going to track, if you're going to get good at this, you're going to track on prospects, people that haven't gotten on the phone with you, but you're working on to get on the phone with you. And this is part of the work. Again, it's like, for some of you are like this, like, I actually don't want to double my income that bad. Remember in the beginning when I was like, some of you are going to decide like, you don't want it that bad. You'd rather stay in the lifestyle. You'd rather stay in incompetence with this and stay in your zone of genius, in your modality-based work, and just keep bumping the glass ceiling, but no longer wonder why. I was talking with a friend the other day. He's a successful business guy. I call him my smarter younger brother because he's so fucking smart. And he's really fun for me to talk to. And we've been in a mastermind group for 5 years together. And he was trying to figure out, he's in the financial vertical. And I told him a couple of years ago, I'm like, you would really make it as an influencer. Like you've got all the things to do that. If you ever wanted to do that, let me know. So he's in Brazil now. So he WhatsApped me and he's like, dude, I want to talk about that. So we get on the phone and he's like, you know, kind of trying to figure out where this might be going or what might it be. And I was like, remember who you were 3 years ago? He's like, oh my God, that guy? I'm like, yeah, that guy. And I'm like, what kind of problems did that guy have? He's like, I don't even want to talk about those problems. Like, ugh. And that's how we often feel when we look back. Some of you might have that with like your own personal healing journey. When you go back, you're like, oh, that was painful to learn. Painful to learn that lesson. So it's like, well, how many of those guys are out there who you were 3 years ago that are not where you are now? And this is what it comes down to, is actually most people fail. Most people cap and decline, statistically speaking. So it's really easy to look at this and be like, I don't want to do this. This looks like work. It doesn't look like the fun work of like, I want to look like, yay, I'm just doubling income. Yay, happy. Like this is way more fun. Just like, yes, sparkly, launch, money, right? And then the behind the scenes of it's like, ooh, tracking, leads, prospects. I got to go spearfishing. I've got to talk to people. I've got to get on the phone. I've got to learn about sales. And I'm here to just tell you, it's like who you become on the other side of that has systems around this. And my estimation of my life and my experience, it's like, man, I'm so glad I bit the bullet when I bit the bullet. Because once you bite the bullet, right, you don't have to do it again. Once you really know something, once you have systems set up, you don't have to do it again. Like once you know how to do this, you just get to iterate and improve and iterate and improve and iterate and improve. Like if my cousin had bit the bullet 20 years ago, she was already obese for a decade, right? If she had bit the bullet then, she'd be in much better shape now. She'd have a lot more opportunities right now. And that's where you're all sitting in your wellness careers, is that like, yeah, if you bite the bullet now, you invest in this chunk of what you don't have. Maybe you don't have a transformational journey. Maybe it's not priced right. Maybe you have lead issues. Maybe you have sales issues. If you bite the bullet now, really work on it the next 24 months, changes the trajectory of your next few decades. Next few decades. And so when I look back, I'm like, damn, glad I bit the bullet when I did, right? Because wow, like totally different reality.